Good afternoon, sports fans, and welcome back to the only show on the internet that matters. It is Preston Cannot Play.
The only one.
Joining me from more than 4 miles away.
Yeah.
That's accurate.
Significantly more.
It's the slack asshole, the one title wonder. It's Preston Black.
It's me, baby.
And joining him from the gorgeous Emerald City, it's 100 pounds of pure glistening owl, Taun Mitchell. Welcome back, folks. We just got a fun bag, and now we're talking to this fun hell owl. Is his head upside down right now?
Yeah.
Or does he have a mustache?
No, his head's upside down. There it is.
Oh, I see. Oh, fuck.
Now it's an owl.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, owl. I forget the owl's name all the time.
What's he hyping you up about right now?
He's explaining the day-night cycle.
So you know how IRL, there's those sunny times, and then sometimes sun goes away times? That's what it's going to be like here.
Yeah. Well, you have to understand.
Buckle your ass.
This is the first time many video game players experienced the daytime. So.
Experienced abandonment.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's not right.
I forgot I have this dope-ass charm.
Get out.
It fell off its hook.
Oh, no. Fix it.
Get it back on. Well, probably going to need a tool. That's probably why I haven't done it
Oh, yeah.
yet. Love this. This is our first time going out in the big world, right?
We are actually not in the big world, but no. It's not.
Boo.
We're in the courtyard of Hyrule Castle right now.
Wow.
No, but I just crossed.
Big fucking courtyard.
I just crossed the big world. I have to let night fall. So I'm just gonna putz around over here.
Killing time.
Yeah. I can actually do accomplish a goal while I'm doing this.
Oh god. So how's our pace compared to FC Racers right now?
Damn.
Pretty much 1-1, right?
Yeah, rough, more or less. I mean, he got further.
Right. But we're on what, episode 4, I assume?
We're on this is episode 5, yeah. And I think it took him like 7 or 8 episodes to get this far.
Okay. Longer episodes too.
Longer episodes. And that might not even be true. It might be more than that. I can't really remember. It's a very long time ago. Oh yeah, I guess I shouldn't go too far. An agenda. So what's up? I want to talk to you about Wrestlemania.
Oh, me. God, you were stressing me out. Okay, yeah. Wrestlemania. I did not watch any of day 1.
Right.
Other than like the little bit of highlights they shared at the beginning of day 2.
Mm-hmm.
The ladies match was one of the high water marks for me. Well, at least the second half of it. I missed the very beginning of it. I forget what I was doing. I think I went potty or something.
You're talking about Charlotte and Rhea Ripley?
No, the title match.
Oh, excuse me.
Tag title?
Whatever. Oh, I guess Charlotte and Rhea Ripley was night 1. Or was it? I can't remember.
I believe it was.
It
seems right.
Anyway.
No, that was night 2.
Yeah.
That was
the first match.
Yeah, and it went on for so long.
It did. Did you? I didn't notice this because I don't partake, but I saw on the internet that Rhea Ripley's ring attire was based on Vegeta.
Yeah, it was dope as hell.
Did you notice that?
In the chat.
Oh, did you? Oh, I missed that.
Yeah. Because at first I'm like, damn, this fit is sick as hell, and someone's like, yeah, it looks like that fucking Saiyan armor. I'm like, holy shit, you're right.
Yeah, the beginning of that interaction was kind of hard to follow between all the Peacock storyline.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there were definitely 2 conversations going on. One focused on Wrestlemania, the other on solving the mystery of how a peacock got into one of our friends' house.
Yeah. Into the back alley. Okay. But yeah, that match was. I missed a lot of that match that you were referring to because I was making dinner at that point. But
I mean, it's the same shit they've done before.
Yeah.
Tamina's a big person, so, you know, she just bodies everybody for the first half of it.
Yeah.
And then everybody gangs up to pin her. And then after that, it's kind of like, are Sasha and Bailey going to work together? Of fucking course they are, because they've also done that storyline before.
Right.
And they work together to body, what's her name? Not Nia Jax. What is that? Naomi Watts. Which I think Naomi beats ass. Is that right? Why'd you laugh?
It's just Naomi Watts.
Is that her name?
Naomi Watts is an actor, but
Fuck.
Naomi is her name.
Oh, she doesn't have a last name?
No. I mean, she doesn't.
well-
She does in real life, but the character,
I would imagine.
the character does not.
Naomi, who I do like a lot, but they work together to body her. And then I've never seen Lacey Evans wrestle before. I've only seen her when she would walk out to her promo music and then walk back out, just to remind people that she was on the roster.
Yeah, that was terrible. That went on for like 8 months or something.
Yeah, and she was okay.
I've heard that, like, I haven't really watched
Bailey
any
so much ass.
WWE since last WrestleMania, but I still kind of follow the reviewers and stuff. I've heard that Lacey Evans has gotten better.
Cool.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but I mean, Bailey's one of my favorite wrestlers. End of sentence. And then just on the women's division, like, it's her and Sasha Banks that I want to watch week after week.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, seeing them work together. I was kind of hoping it'd come down to the two of them facing off with each other.
Yeah.
But I like that, like, you know, they kind of had that moment of, like, oh, no, they're going to fight each other. And then Bailey explains the situation, and they end up back on the same side.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not sure what they're driving at there. Because it seemed like the big payoff for that whole match was going to be one of them turning on the other. Are you following me, Doug? Yeah, let's go.
Which I like that they haven't done that yet, because that was, like, Sasha's storyline for so long was befriend someone, they're friends for a while, oh no, they betrayed each other. Befriend someone else, they're friends for a while, oh no, something went wrong and they betrayed each other. Over and over again.
Yeah, right.
So I love that they're finally like, no, this is, they are homies. They hate everyone else, they're both heels now, but, like, they are tight. And I'm into that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to have, it's like, there's so many fewer women on the roster than there are men. Mm-hmm. So they do unfortunately have to resort to like turns like that a lot more often.
Yeah.
Just to like try and keep things fresh, but it is kind of nice to just have something that's like, no, these two women are just like consistently friends.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I like a lot. Then there was, of course, what I think should have been the final match, because it was the absolute high watermark of the entire fucking evening. John Cena versus Bray Wyatt.
Oh, yeah.
That fucking fever dream. Holy shit, that was good.
No question.
Made no fucking sense. And
outstanding.
I loved it. I was alive.
Yeah, that was...
For anyone who didn't see it, I missed the very beginning of it, so... Oh, no, we all missed it because our stream went down for a second.
I was actually watching it... I wasn't watching Johnson's stream. I was watching it myself, so I did not experience that problem.
Got you. Do you want to set up how that match got started?
It was actually really cool. They did this, so they did like John Cena's like normal intro, and where he, you know, they play the music and he came out onto the stage, from the gorilla position, just like he normally would. And he was sort of like, I thought that it was just him doing like a sight gag, because he kind of made this like face, like he was kind of like ironically motioning like he was going to interact with the crowd in the way that he usually does. Yeah. But he had this like sheepish grin on his face about it. And he, and this kind of like, there's nobody here, shrug. And then he goes, well, welcome to, and then they had like a supercut of a bunch of like old timey recordings of people saying like Wrestlemania, like, so it was like really rapid. And then I can't remember how it transitioned into, I think it just cut right to Bray Wyatt. Oh yeah, they did the Firefly Funhouse thing. And then Bray like kind of like introduced the match and like did a thing and brought John Cena into the Firefly Funhouse set. And then they were like fought in Bray Wyatt's mindscape. Yeah, and then like Cena like went through the back door and like went through this whole like, it was sort of like a remembrance of Cena's like career and like all of his greatest flaws. essentially. Yeah, it was really, really good. Very, very smart. Definitely for people who are longtime fans and like know that stuff. The thing that's the kind of the thing about those like cinematic matches is they're generally, I mean, at least in their like more modern iteration, they're generally more geared towards smart fans. Which
I don't think that's entirely fair. I mean, obviously, I think you get more from it if you're familiar with all of John Cena's former entrances.
Yeah.
But I'm not, and I still fucking enjoyed that whole experience.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you can't enjoy it, but I think they go through that like with the understanding that you're gonna get the most out of this if you know what these are references to. You know what I mean? Like there's a whole thing where like the whole thing with him being with John Cena in the NWO, which never happened. That didn't have anything to do with John Cena, and that was a comparative reference to Hulk Hogan, who is known infamously throughout his career for backstage politics and like not wanting to put anybody else over and like keeping himself on the top. And they didn't mention Hulk Hogan, so you had to know that. And like NWO hasn't really been around in the WWE for like 20 years almost. You know, so like a casual fan might not know that stuff. But yeah, just like more in the sense that like the stuff that Matt Hardy does when he does like cinematic matches like that, have a lot more like Easter eggy, like wink, wink, nudge, nudge stuff for smart fans. That's kind of more what I meant. And I think Bray Wyatt really takes a lot of inspiration from that. So you kind of get similar things. And Vince and
kind of feel like I was watching a Matt Hardy piece.
Yeah, and Vince hates that stuff. So, we were fortunate that we got that.
Yeah, I think someone in our chat mentioned that would not have happened under non-pandemic conditions.
No, I don't believe it would have. It probably would have been. You know, I think Bray would have won, and they probably would have done something else with it.
Yeah, an abbreviated version maybe.
Yeah, but I think that and the Boneyard match that they did on night one were definitely things that they were like, we've got to just do something different here. And my understanding also is that Vince is kind of like taken a little bit more of a step back since like all the stay-at-home orders and stuff have been put in place. Yeah. So he might just not be keeping his thumb on things in the same way that he had been.
Gotcha. I did like the headline match of Drew McIntyre versus what's his fuck?
Brock Lesnar.
What's his name? Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Just because I'm happy to see Brock Lesnar finally lose the title, and I like watching Drew McIntyre beat the shit out of people.
Yeah.
He's the way his matches are presented are extremely brutal, which I'm kind of into the way he kind of like leans into that really well. It seemed really lackluster because it was a very short match, but I liked it better for being a short match. I would have hated if they dragged that out for like 20 minutes.
Lesnar matches are always way better if you keep them short.
Yeah. So it was really cool just seeing these two massive human beings just beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Until finally one puts the other one down.
And on night one, they had a very similar match between Goldberg and Braun Strowman, in which Braun Strowman won the other championship.
Oh, nice.
Your boy.
I was curious where Braun Strowman was, but that makes sense.
He didn't originally have a match, actually, and Roman Reigns pulled out of WrestleMania altogether because of coronavirus concerns.
The unpleasantness.
I said it. Now we'll get demonetized. Do you know anything about that, by the way?
What?
Like, apparently, it's a thing that YouTube is demonetizing videos where, like, you mention like COVID-19 or coronavirus by name.
Really? Why?
I don't know. No one has been able to explain it.
Oh. Okay.
But yeah, they talk about it a lot on What Culture videos, especially since many of them are recording stuff from home. And like, so the quality is different. but they're not allowed to like say it, or when they talk about wrestling and they're like, oh yeah, like, you know, they had to make this change, but they always say like because of the unpleasantness or because of the thing that's happening. It's really funny. But then I put on a Game Grumps episode today, and it looked like it was the first one that they had recorded remotely. I think they've been doing like separate recordings for a while, and I think they just started Mario Galaxy 2 together, and I think it's the first time that they're like recording remotely.
Gotcha.
And they do the same thing. Like Danny starts to talk about it, and then Aaron's like, oh, you know, you can't talk about it because they will demonetize. But Aaron has no explanation. He's just like, I don't know, if they just do it. Yeah, that was just a little sidebar, but I was curious if you had heard anything about that. Yo, get out of here.
No. I don't want to be defined by our pandemic era of our Let's Play.
Oh, sure.
Trying to keep it light and positive, you know?
Yeah.
This world pandemic is affecting everybody in a lot of different ways, and I don't want to fixate on that too much.
Totally.
Obviously, we have to talk about how it affects us, but try and keep it light.
Yeah.
Preston can't play a show.
I said that, and then I spent an entire episode talking about it, but it was also like really fresh. And I guess I just had to like get some stuff off my mind, but anyway, yeah, so Roman Reigns dropped out altogether because of that, and they just kind of like threw Braun Strowman into his spot with no real explanation. I have to grab this. There we go. And he won.
Nice.
Just good for him.
I mean, I love Braun Strowman. That's no secret.
Felt really random.
Did Finn Balor have a match?
No, Finn Balor's in NXT now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Finn Balor went back to NXT a long time ago.
Gotcha.
He was after Bray Wyatt returned as the Fiend, and actually like started like after he had like 6 weeks of vignettes, but then once he actually like came back to the actual show, Finn Balor was his first opponent, his first feud, and he beat Finn Balor, and then Finn Balor took a little bit of time off, I think, to like just kind of rest up and heal from miscellaneous like road wear. And then when he came back, he went to NXT, and I hear that he's doing great, and he's changed his gimmick. I think they're calling him like Prince Balor now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's silly.
And I think he's like a heel again. Like it's more in line with like what he was doing before he came to WWE at all. Which, from my understanding, I've never followed him before his WWE career started, but I've heard from a lot of people that his NXT tenure notwithstanding, he's much better in his time before coming to WWE than he is during. So it sounds like a great choice was made.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll watch NXT. I feel like I can watch that without feeling too guilty.
It's complicated.
It's on Hulu, so I don't have to like find it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you don't have to pay the WWE to watch it specifically.
Exactly.
Like this.
Yeah, I was really bummed watching Wrestlemania just to be reminded like how super fucking into this shit I am and how much I would love to be back into it. But
I know.
It's not something I want to support.
Yeah, absolutely. Which reminds me, I have to cancel the Ghost was kind enough to sign up for a free trial so I could watch it. I have to cancel.
That's love right there.
But
honestly.
she sort of half insisted that I use my own credit card though, just in case I let the trial lapse and I get charged. She's like, I don't want to pay WWE any money. I'm like, that's fair.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
Would this be a good moment to take a brief interlude?
This would be.
Or do you want to grab that motherfucker?
What motherfucker? Oh no, this is going to be a whole thing.
Okay, yeah, so maybe we should pop off here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. All right, everybody, can't wait for you to join us. We are in Hyrule Castle doing some bullshit or other. And we'll be still doing that bullshit next time you see us.
Yeah, We're always going to be on that bullshit.
Hell yeah. All day, every day.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye.